Welcome to the Chafing Armor Podcast. I am Dare, your dungeon master for tonight, and welcome to the Dragon Realms. We have entered a bold new campaign in our time here on Chafing Armor. Far to the east of Mastgate and the Sand Swallow Sea, we come to the Decapolis, where there have been 10 cities ruled by dragons. Okay. And now our band of kidnapped prisoners who have become a tribe by Zock's pledge are serving the will of Amal Marduk. And they may have realized that when they accepted the quest, they became part of the dragon's own personal horde. Now, having been sent on a mission to request the manufacturing of a life-saving elixir against a necromantic plague, you all have been taken to the south in the airship, the Fancy Guppy, and landed in the ruins of one of the former dragon cities that fell to the necromantic plague the first time around about 8 to 10 years before this. As Talovar, Captain Krerex, and our 4 adventurers have ventured into the city, you have been herded down a main boulevard and now trapped by 2 flaming carts and these centipede, millipede-like humanoid creatures have come crawling down over the buildings. There's 6 of them, each wielding 2 weapons. What are you going to do? And on that note, let us roll for initiative.
Woo!
Woohoo!
So for Willowand, that is a 17.
Okay, just a second.
Aren't you fancy?
Mm-hmm. I've been rolling these are the same dice I roll as the Dungeon Master, guys. So clearly the curse only comes into effect when I am Dungeon Mastering. That's the exact same dice. Usually I can't get above a 10 when I'm trying to hit you.
Okay, and roll Honey
Zock
Robin.
has an 8.
Okay, Zock has an 8.
Ooh, something.
Right. Something's echoing.
Dare is far off in the distance.
Your mic is off.
Oh, that's weird. I haven't changed
It
it.
sounded like something's going on, Dare.
Okay, I must have touched the screen.
Oh, it's all good.
Now you are heard.
Yeah,
All right, so
regular
Zock rolled an
distance.
8.
Correct.
All
I
right.
got an 8 as well.
All right. I would assume that Honey Robin has a higher dex, but Zock, what is your dexterity?
I have a +2.
Okay, so Honey Robin will go before Zock and Hob.
A big ol' 5.
Whoop,
Oh
whoop.
my.
Fancy.
And Tor Ovar got an 11. And Captain Krerex got a 11 also. All right, so Talovar and Krerex go 1-2 right after that. And then the centaurs go between Honey Robin and Willowand. So right after Willowand.
So the the flaming carts are sort of like in front of and behind our little marching band, right?
Right. And you
they're
have...
they're meant to block us as opposed to like being used aggressively against us, right?
Right. They're blocking your escape.
Gotcha.
The street has narrowed to where it is about 15 feet wide with buildings on either side. There's 4 buildings, 2 to the left and 2 to the right. Each are 2 stories tall. They have 4 upper windows on the left and 2 upper windows on the right. There are doorways, but the doorways are closed with doors, so you don't know whether or not they will open or not.
Yeah,
so
I'm going to try to go through one of those doors and abandon all of you. No, I'm just kidding. Just turn tail and run. That'd be hilarious. But who is first? I knew I was high, but...
Willowand is first.
So, describe to me... sorry, that's a flashback. How are these 6... You said 6...
Centaurs.
Centaurs, yes. How are they... How are they arranged right now as they came crawling out to...
Right now, there are 3 on each... 3 to the left and 3 to the right coming down the walls. They are within about... So the street is only 15 feet wide, so they will easily be within range. They're about 10 feet off the ground right now on the walls.
So I'm going to sling my quarterstaff into its hoop behind me as I walk forward. Bring my hands out and say, "This is an abomination of nature," and I'm going to clap them together and cast Thunder Wave at the 3 coming down on the right. My hope, obviously I know that this may not happen, my hope is that not only can I strike all 3 of them, but that if I'm very lucky, that I might actually cause the building to collapse on them. But I know that may not happen. But I'm going to give that a shot.
Go for it. Anxious to see it.
Now I have to remember how spell do. I am casting this at the 1st level because I want to use my spells. Let's see. It is a Constitution saving throw. And it is a Constitution save of 13.
1 gets a 1, 1 gets a 5, and 1 gets a 15.
Nice. So 1 saves. So on a failed save, a creature takes 2d8 thunder damage and is pushed 2 feet away, and they take half as much and isn't pushed. 10 feet, yes.
Yeah.
1. 6 plus... no, just... so, a whopping 6 points of damage, because I rolled low, to 2 of them, and 3 points of damage to the other. I will let you decide what it means that 2 of them are pushed 10 feet while they're climbing down a building.
What you see is as this force wave smacks into them and the wall shudders and shakes. It's kind of an adobe stucco wall, and 2 of these centaurs, they fall down and smack on the ground with the wall, pieces of the wall stuck to their feet, and they take an additional 1d6 fall damage, and that is 3 points each. All right. Excellent. And it is the centaur's turn, and so the 2 that fell, they're dazed and confused. The 3rd one up on the wall screeches at you and says, "None may enter the city of our Lord, the city of Deneth Cool. And it spits at you, Willowand.
I don't want it to.
Okay. And that is a 16.
16 will hit. My armor class is 15.
Okay. And you are hit by a black viscous fluid that squirted out of this creature's mouth. And you take 1 point of poison damage, and you are poisoned. Unless you can save a Constitution save.
Okay.
You have to beat a 15.
That is a 1. I am very poisoned.
You are poisoned.
I got some in my mouth.
Alright, poison beans, you have disadvantage on ability checks and attacks, I believe.
Excellent.
Correct.
And I have added it in D&D Beyond as a modifier. Thank you.
Okay. And so then the other 3 that are crawling down the wall, they move into combat range. And so the first one is going to attack Tal Ovar. And swings and misses. And swings and misses. Wow. You've snuck your dice over to me.
DM curse.
DM curse, that's true. Alright, next 2 are going to spit at Honey Robin and Zoc. Honey Robin, you do not get hit by a 4. Seriously, Michael? And Zoc, you are not hit by a 10. So it spits at you, but it goes over past you, it hits on the ground and just kind of stinks. You see a little waft of stench rising up from this poison. All right. And
Cool.
So, Honey Robin, you get to attack.
Cool. I am going to attack unarmed and use a key point to do Hand of Harm, which does necrotic damage, right?
Ooh.
So, first attack. Natural 20.
Heyo.
Good start.
Nice.
Alright, great. That's a 5 additional points of damage for necrotic damage to the one closest to me.
Okay, so is that all doubled?
Oh, no, that's not doubled. I forgot I can do that for natural 20. So that should be 13, so 26 points of damage, doubled.
Okay, you have hit this creature, and it nearly disintegrates under your hand. It is still alive, but it is severely hurt. Its skin has turned black where you flat palmed it in the chest and did your strike, and it is bleeding bile from its eyes and its mouth. It is not looking good.
I think I only have the one attack, so...
Yeah. Okay, Zoc.
Oh, it's me. Okay. Zoc is going to kind of... His face is going to go a little bit insectoid, but like only hints of it because he's never done insects before and it's weird. And he is going to rage. He's going to run up in front of Willowand because he got hit and he is squishy to help protect him. And let's see what our rage brings us as he rolls a d8. Of course it is. As he rages, he kind of like little motes of light kind of like speckle around him. And then next to one of the nearest insectoid centaur things, a little jellyfish-looking creature just kind of pops into existence next to him.
Okay.
It kind of floats there. It's a
jellyfish
flump.
creature.
It's a flump.
Yo!
It's
We got
definitely
flumps
flump.
on the podcast.
New flump just dropped.
Awesome.
And he's just gonna float there next to the dude, to like just hanging out because that's what it does. And then I will attack this creature with my new shiny new silver axe.
Excellent.
That is a 16 to hit.
That will hit.
Excellent. Man, it's weird using D12s for anything.
I miss D12s. Merezi, come back to me.
Oh, nailed it. That's an 11 plus 4 is 15 points of damage. Slashed across its chest as it is distracted by the flump. And then at the end of its turn, the flump kind of shakes and then explodes.
Whoa!
No!
And it's the creature needs to make a DC 13 dexterity save.
All right. It rolls a 4.
I just want to say that Willowand looks over and, like, seeing a creature of the Feywild appear, goes, "Oh, and then sees it explode." You know, just,
Hob's bell. I was waiting for the moment to say that Hobbs' bell had fallen deeply and immediately in love, so Tintin jingles sadly at its death.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
All right, you said it failed?
Yes, it failed.
Okay. It takes a whopping 1 point of force damage from the explosion.
It looks taken aback by first you hit it, and then it gets hit from the side by something it really didn't see was there, and just kind of appeared and exploded.
Right.
So,
was there another one of them within 5 feet of the other one, or are they pretty spread out?
no, you all are fairly close together, so it's within 5 feet.
Okay, if there's another one within 5 feet, it also needs to make a dex save. If it fails, it takes a point of force damage.
It fails.
All right. Good job, little Flumphy.
Your
All right.
sacrifice was not in vain.
Get used to it.
Tor and Captain Kreerex make their attacks. And, hit very nicely. Captain Kreerex gets a 19, and so that counts as a critical for him. And Tor gets a 14, and that hits. Kreerex will hit the same one that Honey Robin hit, and that is 22 points of damage, and so it is smited and bisected by his swords. And then Laval does 11 points of damage to the one that Zoc attacked. And it's looking very beat up. Alright. And so left is Hob.
Alrighty, so are there still millipedes sort of near each other?
Yes. There's
Beautiful.
There's two on the right that are mostly close to Honey Robin and Tor and Kreerex. And then there's 3 on the right, or on the left, that are close to Willowand, Zoc, and...
I see. Well, and are those 3 all sort of within, let's say, scientifically speaking, 15 feet of each other?
Yes.
Wonderful. Hob is going to take from a large sort of messenger bag at their side a few sheets of iron and throwing them up into the air, and with a tap of their smith's tools, a eldritch giant cannon appears and forms itself, floating in the air in front of Hob. It is silvery and pewter and glowing with this hot, fiery energy slowly charging up, and also it has mechanical stick legs that it stands up upon itself, and that is Hob's new ability as a artillerist subclass of the artificer.
Awesome.
And as their bonus action, they're going to reach out their hand and say, "Take aim!" And all the 3 millipedes on the left are going to need to make a dexterity saving throw.
All right. Well, they've failed so far, so that's a 12, a 19,
yes,
and a 17.
The 12 fails, and so all of them are going to be buffeted with a hot buffet of fire as this flamethrower as Izzie finds their D8 and rolls 2d8. That is 5. That is total of 8. So one is going to take 8 damage, and the other 2 are going to take 4 damage.
At this point, Willowand has had almost no interaction with artificers. He has only the vaguest idea what that means, and so he kind of thought you were a shopkeeper who could maybe do magic missiles. And he just kind of looks over and just his jaw drops open a little bit as he just goes, "What? What just happened?" He's literally never seen anything like that in his entire life.
And Kree-Rex,
Shit's getting
Captain
steampunk.
Kree-Rex yells at him, "Keep your mouth shut. You're already suffering from whatever it spit on you."
Oh yeah, he is very poisoned right now.
Bit of the poison comes out.
Yeah.
And so,
And that's Hob's turn.
we are back at the top of the order with Willowand.
So do I get to make my Constitution save at the beginning of the round?
Yes.
Okay.
At the end of the round.
Oh,
And I thought
Yeah,
maybe
otherwise
it was,
you wouldn't suffer any consequences from the being poisoned.
Yeah. I'm just going to reach out. I'm coughing and almost on one knee. I'm going to reach out my hand and point to whichever one looks fairly injured. I believe that the monk messed up one guy pretty good.
the one that the monk hit is dead.
Okay, so
The one that Zoc.
One I hit is looking pretty messed up.
Yeah, the one that is looking pretty bad.
I will point in front of you, Zoc, trace the symbol in the air of a crescent, and Moonbeam will come down and radiate that creature with a moonbeam and do 2d10 radiant damage, because that way I don't need to attack, or at least I don't need to make an attack roll, because otherwise I'd be at a disadvantage.
Okay.
But it does need to make a Constitution saving throw of 13.
Right. And then is that a concentration spell for next round?
It is a concentration spell, yes, and it will continue, and I can move it.
It rolled an 8.
So fail, so it takes 2d10 radiant damage, which is, I'm not rolling so great on my damage, but that is 8 radiant damage. And if it's polymorphed, it loses its polymorph, but I kind of don't think that'll matter too much.
No, it is not polymorph. And
It does have a 5-foot radius, so you might be able to hit one of the other ones.
It is a 5-foot radius, but I didn't know if there was two that were right next to each other. So I was just going for whichever one.
they're pretty close together, so roll me a d20 and say highs or lows.
Highs.
Okay, roll.
I got a Oh, I'm sorry. I had already rolled, so let me roll so that'll be fair. Nope, 3.
Okay. So, no, it is just outside the range
Okay.
of that.
Was that 8 sufficient to take him out?
Yes.
Well.
It pasted him pretty good, lit him up, and you see just kind of this necromantic mist that flows off of and evaporates in the beam of moonlight.
And I have no idea what Zoc has experienced before, so I just kind of shout out, don't go in there! As this, radiant beam from the heavens is shining down. And I would like to make, that's it for me, and I would like to make my Constitution save now. Okay. What is it I need to do? Make?
Constitution saving throw, it should be a 13.
13? Okay.
13.
Nope, that's a 8. And my Constitution plus is, so it's a 10. So I am still poisoned. I do not feel good.
You take another single point of poison damage.
All right, that puts me to 22 points, so I am dead.
Okay.
All right, that is the end of my turn.
All right, and so now the centaurs are going to attack, and the first 2 are going to spit at poison at Honey Robin and at Zoc.
I figure you have to be careful, Honey Robin, because you're kind of like a frog absorbs toxins. You don't want to just like gooping inside you.
A 16 for Honey Robin.
Nope.
And a 15 for Zoc.
That is a miss.
All right, so the spit goes sailing over you, and so the third centaur is going to come and swing at both of you. It has dual cleavers. So that is a 20 and a 16. So let's see
to whom?
Who gets the critical. Honey Robin, you get hit hard.
Ouch.
You take 14 points of damage.
Ouch.
And Zoc, you take 4 points of damage.
Okie doke.
And now the last...
was that regular slashing damage, not non-magical?
Right.
Okay, so that's 2.
Okay. Reduced to 2. And then the last one is going to attack Captain Taurus. Or Kirisk. And rolls a natural 1. Let's see what he does to himself.
Why are you hitting yourself?
Why are you hitting yourself?
Are you keeping that homebrew for this one?
Yeah. I like that.
Fun.
I love that roll.
It makes it more chaotic. I love it.
It killed Osokai.
It sure did.
And that's a 42, so nothing happens. And now it is Tor and Kirisk's attacks. They're going to.
And I'm not saying it's good that Osokai died. It's crazy that happened.
Yeah, no, it is nuts.
Okay, they both hit. The one on the left, and it takes 8 and 6 points respectively. 14. All right, and now it is Honey Robin's turn.
Yay! I'm gonna go up to the next one and once again use a key point to try and do the exact same thing. Alright. That is a 19 to hit.
You don't have improved critical, right?
No, not yet.
Okay, good. It hits.
Yay! Okay. So that's 8 points of damage for the first one, and then for the necrotic damage, that is a 7 more points of damage.
So 15 total?
15.
All right, and then it is Zock's turn.
Okay.
So there are the three on the left are still alive. The one that Honey Robin just hit is the one farthest to the north. The other two are relatively untouched. And then the one on the right that Tor and Krerex have attacked is moderately damaged.
Okay. I'm going to attack the one that is the one that also got hit by the FLUMPHS. Is that one still around?
Yes.
Okay, I will go
That's
to that
the one on the left, on the right.
Okay, I will go to him.
Okay.
Growling with rage, he shimmers again, and another FLUMPH appears. This time it lands on its head like a hat.
Nice.
I'm so glad. You're killing so many fucking flumphs.
There'll be so many dead FLUMPHS by the end of this campaign.
This baby can fit
that's
so
awesome.
many flumps inside it.
Yeah.
Sorry, pardon my French. Flumphing flumphs.
Okay, that is a 16 plus 6, so 22 to hit.
That definitely hits.
All right, and then it's a d6. And then it needs to make the 13 con save, or not? Dex save.
It rolls an 18.
Okay,
it saves.
so no force damage this time. Well, it goes pop, but he must have like shook it off its head or something. And then 9 points of slashing.
Then it is Hob's turn.
Yeah. All right. So the three that I attacked last time are still all alive.
Yes.
Beautiful. First, wait. Can bonus action? Is bonus action always the end of the turn? Or...
No, you can use your bonus action at any point.
Beautiful. Now that I've created the cannon with an action, it's just a bonus action to use it. So I'm gonna for fear of becoming disregarding their fear of becoming a one-trick pony is going to blast another flamethrower blast at these three gentlemen. If they could all make dexterity saving throws.
We'll do that. That is a 5, a 7, and a 19.
So two of them will take full damage and one half, and the full damage will be 5 plus 3, another 8. So 8 damage for 2, 4 for 1.
Okay. So the first two, they're still in pretty good shape, and the third one is looking very, very hurt.
All right. So to finish off their turn,
You still have an action.
I do, and new spells gifted to me by my artillerist specialization. Hob looks at Willowand and says, "I promise I'm not trying to copy you," and lays their hands upon the ground, and a static charge begins to build up in their gauntlets on their gloves, and casts Thunder Wave at these three buggy beasts.
Oh, well.
Now they need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Now they make a Constitution saving throw. 5, 4, and 11.
Ahahaha! You see, all three of them have failed. All three of them are going to need to take 4 thunder damage and be thrown back 10 feet.
They can't be thrown back 10 feet. They are thrown into a wall. And so,
Beautiful.
therefore, take 1d6 fall damage and take an extra 4 points of damage.
Just like you planned.
Ahaha! I totally remembered that that would happen.
So one is splattered across the wall like a bug. I mean, just splattered. And the other two hit and the wall gives way a little bit, leaving a vaguely centipede, millipede-like shape, but they are still up and able. All right, back to Willowand.
Well, I am concentrating on the Moonbeam, and I am still poisoned. So any of my attacks will be a disadvantage. So it would not make sense for me to try and attack. So I'm going to bring my hands and shove them forward, and this just cutting beam of radiant force, and try to move it over the remaining one. Question: are there any that might be within 5 feet of each other?
The two that got smacked into the wall are right next to each other.
Okay, I can move it up to 60 feet, so obviously that would contain everything. So I'm just going to take it and just as I'm coughing furiously from the poison, and move it over both of them, and they will need to make a Constitution saving throw of 13.
One fails and one passes.
10 points of damage to one, and 5 points of damage to the other.
Okay, the first one is fairly cooked. It is just barely standing. And the second one is pretty hurt as well.
Gotcha. This only lasts for 1 minute, which in combat is 5,000 years.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And so the three centaurs are going to do their spit poison attack. And that is 2 17s and a 3, so it would be Honey Robin, Zoc, and Willowand in that order. 17, 17, and a 3. So Willowand, you're safe. 17 to Zoc and Honey Robin. And you both pass?
I forgot to save at the end of my turn. Sorry. Let's do that.
Oh, okay.
I am still poisoned. That was a 2.
Oh boy.
Then take 2 points of poison damage.
Gotcha.
All right, so that hits me.
All right. You now are poisoned. And you take 4 points of poison damage.
All right, and what's the save?
It is a Constitution save.
Oh, yeah, that'll do. That's a dirty 20.
Okay. You save, so you are not going to suffer the poison condition. And Honey Robin, you were not hit.
Correct. Yay.
Okay. And so, Honey Robin, it is your attack.
Alright,
There are 3 left, 1 on the right and 2 on the left.
I am going to just do a regular attack. Unarmed attack, since that seems to be doing well. I'll just jinx myself probably, so let's see. That is a 16 to hit.
That hits.
Perfect, okay. Damage time. Ooh, hey. That's 9 points of damage.
Which side were you doing, the right or the left?
The one by itself.
Okay. So you did 9 points of damage. It is coughing up Icor, but it is still standing on its many feet. All right, Zoc, your turn.
Okay. Okay, so there's 2 that are really hurt, yes?
They're all pretty badly hurt now.
Okay. Once again, he shimmers a bit, and another flump appears, this time between the other 2 that got bounced off the wall. And he is going to attack the one that's by himself with 16 to hit.
That hits.
All right, and that is 13 points of damage.
You hit it, and your weapon goes straight through.
Excellent. And then the other 2 need to make a DC 13 con save.
That is an 18 and a 14.
Aw. All right. I guess they both passed. Dang. FLUMPHS speaks psychically, so as it's floating there and starts to vibrate, it says, "Wait, I don't want to die," and then it plops.
Well, that's depressing.
Yeah.
Poor FLUMPHS. Poor FLUMPHS. All right.
And that will be my turn.
Hob, it is your turn. There are two on the right. They are struggling to stand up. They just had a flump explode next to them, but they are unaffected.
Beautiful. Let's see.
Burn.
I've got 3 spell slots. I can be silly.
Now, so they are inside the Moonbeam. So if you go in the Moonbeam,
That would be bad.
Well, if only I had many ranged attacks. Oh wait!
So
For
many.
starters, let's get some fire up in here.
let us get some
Flamethrower.
fire.
Do you like dexterity saving throws? Because these two guys, who I'm assuming are within 15 feet of each other, must make dexterity saving throws.
They will attempt to make dexterity saving throws.
And it is a DC 13.
A 20 and a 9.
There you go.
So I am rolling a 8 plus a. That's on the floor. It's so dark in here, I don't see it. It's the suspense. The suspense is killing me. It landed on the floor for a 3. That's 8 plus 3, 11 damage for one, and so 5 damage for the other.
Please describe how you splatter these two bug centaurs against the wall of this ruined building.
They go as the flame buffets them, and they are pushed back a little. Their carapace is boiling from the inside out, and all that's left is dusty chitin and a couple of soot stains on the wall behind where they once stood. And that was just my bonus action.
Yeah.
Well, everybody's dead, so
Oh, that was the last of them?
That was it. That was the last one.
Beautiful.
Yay!
Then they take an action to pat themselves on the back.
Well deserved. Spectacular combat. And so the carts are still burning quite vigorously. The buildings to your right are almost collapsed, and you can see a doorway, both the door that was on the wall has collapsed inward. You can get into the building, and there is a possible egress on the other side. What do you all want to do?
Zaka's going to cut off a couple of antennae just as a trophy.
What I'm going to do is use my druid-specific bonus cantrip, and I will reach out with both my hands while coughing, use Control Flame, and douse the flame on both of the carts. So that it does not spread.
Wow. Okay.
I have to do it one at a time, but yeah, I can simply extinguish a flames in around that size as my connection to nature. What about should I try to save again for poison since I'm still poisoned?
Go ahead and roll me a d6.
Okay, that's a 1.
Okay, so you are poisoned for one more round, and you take just
Max damage.
4 points more damage.
Gotcha. I am
You are no longer poisoned.
no longer poisoned. Okay, to that point, even though I am down to 16 hit points, I believe that Honey got a pretty good smack during the battle.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'm going
Maybe just
to
14. Half.
I'm going to come up and cast Cure Wounds on second level.
Woohoo!
And that is 2d8 plus 3. That's 5. Oop, only 2. So 7, 8, 9, 10 healing.
Yay! That's nice.
Yes. Because it's more important, because you're going to get hit a lot more than me.
Hob took no hits during this combat.
But he certainly brought the heat! Or they did.
Oh!
And so, you all want to do anything?
I would absolutely. First of all, I just want to look at them, because I've never seen anything like this before, and I don't like it. I know that everything is in balance with nature, but this is not very natural. So I just want to examine them, but I also want to look for. I would like to make an investigation check, even though it's a -1, to see if there's anything on them or anything useful. It doesn't look like they've got pants or anything that I can rifle through, but that is a 11 with my -1.
Okay. They're pretty... what you see in front of you is pretty obvious. It's like a humanoid body on top of a giant centipede or millipede sectional body of legs with a centipede's head on the top with bulbous black eyes and antennae. One of the creatures has some gold wristbands. Other than that, there are the 2 cleavers. There are 4 long knives. There are 2 spears and 2 more hand axes. That's all 6, right? And so they don't have anything else other than those gold bands, the 2 gold bands on the leader, who you would imagine is the leader's wrists.
Zoc walks up and says, I check, hold on. And he's going to concentrate and use his magic awareness senses and check to see if anything is magical within 60 feet of him.
There is nothing magical.
Okay.
You also notice that these creatures are fairly emaciated, and even though they are quite strong, they don't look healthy. Considering what's left after you've pulverized them and cooked them and pulped them against the wall, really they don't look like healthy creatures. The skin is very gaunt. It does not look like it is healthy. It looks like it's flaking. It doesn't have the sheen of health.
This place
Gross.
is sick.
And as you all are standing there observing, you hear a great howl of some creature in the distance. Then you hear what seems to be stamp march of many, many, many feet. Talovar and Captain Krerex look at each other and look at you all and say, we seem to have determined that there is somebody here in the city and they don't seem to be healthy. So I would suggest we get back to the Flying Guppy or the Fancy Guppy and get out of here.
Willowand cuts him off before he finishes. I concur.
Sounds good to me.
And so your group beats a hasty retreat back up the boulevard, back south down the boulevard to the airfield and get on board. You don't see anything, but you feel like the ground is vibrating with the stamp of like a stampede or many hundreds, if not thousands, of feet stomping the ground. And so Captain Krerex is calling to his crew, to Ishmael and to Barris, Barris, his second mate, to prepare to lift off the moment they are on board and drawing up the gangplank. So, does everybody get on board?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm
Here.
literally the first one on.
Okay. So as you all are rushing up the gangplank, in the back of your peripheral vision, you see these 6-legged cow things being herded towards you en masse.
Yeah.
As the fancy guppy lifts straight up and out of reach, this stampeding herd is being driven under and past you. You get away well out of reach, well away, but these creatures, the smell is overwhelming. It is like a miasma of throw up and body stench and stockyard of livestock, just a horrible, horrible smell of unhealth as these animals are stampeded. And you see at the edge of the field many more of these centaur insect creatures that had driven these animals forward to try and stampede, trample you all. And as you all are flying away, I need you all to make a Constitution saving throw, or be sick, for 1d4 rounds, which will be 4 rounds.
What are we trying to make?
Constitution saving throw. You have to beat a 13.
Barely, I got a 14 with my Constitution bonus.
Made it with a 14.
I thought you said you had to beat a 13.
Yeah, you have to beat a 13.
Yeah, I got a 14.
Yeah.
I got the true answer to 9 plus 10, which is 21.
Oh, excellent.
I got a 15.
I like referencing memes.
All right, so
Like 10 years.
none of you lose your lunch. You turn around and you see several of the kobolds have run to the edge of the deck and are just hurling their food, their stomach's contents over the edge. The smell is absolutely horrible. But as you ascend into the air, you slowly leave the smell behind, although you feel like it has permeated your clothing. And anytime you get near somebody, you can smell the creatures on them.
Good
And
heavens.
So the captain goes downstairs and calls for Elias. Elias comes up. You all, what do you tell Elias?
Powerful big centaurs, sir.
Centaurs?
Oh,
The horse
sorry.
people?
It's like imagine a centipede, but then imagine also a centaur, and then also imagine that maybe you took something you shouldn't have, and you're tripping balls, like a centaur man, centipede man thing. And they yes, what Zoc said, and they smell very, very bad.
I hope my lord does not wish to collect one of them for the city of the people. But we will make a report. And so he pulls out a piece of paper and holds it between his hands and says some magic and expands his hands, and the paper folds and refolds and refolds and grows bigger as it folds itself into one of the paper dragons. Elias says to it, "Well now, we have a report to give," and he fills in the words that you have said, and as he speaks, the words are written down this paper dragon's body. As he finishes, he says, "Now go," and it flies off back towards Kiris Torpolis to report to Amal Marduk, and you all will continue your flight to the city of Jormungand. In 2 days' time, you will arrive. And that's where we will end this episode of the Chafing Armor podcast. Thank you all for playing with us tonight.
Thank
Sure,
you.
sure.
That was a blast.
Yay!
Woo!
Did anybody actually grab those gold bands?
Oh, I thought Zoc got them, but maybe I misunderstood.
Zoc, did you grab the...
I was holding on to them to check for the magic, so I guess I have them.
Okay. So, the gold bands, they're basically just gold bracelets, about 5 inches wide, and solid gold to mark leadership. And so they are worth about 500 gold pieces each.
Ooh.
Beautifully crafted. So if you want to mark that down in your treasure.
Sure, sure.
And any thoughts, any questions?
We're all going to die, aren't we?
If I knew adventuring was this smelly, I don't think I would have agreed.
You all definitely need a bath. I'll see what I can arrange. Maybe a good hurricane storm or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't quite cast Sleet Storm yet, and I don't think you'd want me to.
Excellent. So, Michael, would you tell us where you can find us on the internet?
Well, I sure can, friends. You can go to chafingarmor.com to see our website, but more importantly, you can go to patreon.com/chafingarmor. That is your one-stop shop. We've got all kinds of fun there. If you become a Patreon member, you can join our Discord and see all kinds of cool stuff, hang out with us, and say hi. You can also see some crazy Dungeons & Dragons cosplays that I've been working on, tons of memes, and all sorts of other fun little surprises. But you can also find us on all of the socials, Instagram and Twitter and Facebooks. Just look for Chafing Armor and you will find us there. We'd love for you to say hi.
Thank you all, and I hope you have a great adventure in your days ahead. We'll see you next time.
And I hope my dad loves editing out all the coughing I've been doing from all the COVID I've been having.
I hope you feel better, child.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Right.